Sorry about that. Trying to myself. Hey, Chase, just wanted to hear from you. What have the last couple weeks been like for you since you got drafted, and how are you kind of adjusting to figuring out how to, stay in shape and everything without being able to come to Pittsburgh and start kind of the NFL journey, I guess, the way it normally would be?
Yeah, the last couple of weeks, every day it's been setting in more and more. The fact that I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler. So, that in itself is pretty cool. And the aspect of me getting ready for training camp, I have a trainer out here that I'm lucky to have. So I've been working with him on the field, and then he has a pretty nice weight room set up in his garage. So I've been doing that 5 days a week just to stay in shape there.
All right, thanks, Chase. We'll go ahead to Ryan Recker, WTAE. Ryan, if you can ask your question for Chase.
Yeah, Chase, how you doing? I'm curious to know your initial thoughts on the schedule release last night, and if there's a particular game, team, venue, anything specifically that sticks out to you that excites you.
Yeah, we have some pretty good primetime games set up. I think the first game in New York is pretty cool to be a part of that Monday Night Football. And then on Thanksgiving Day, we have the primetime matchup with the Ravens. So, I get to meet up with my former teammate Miles Boykin there, and kind of see that showdown. So that'll be fun to have there, the New York and the Ravens one.
All righty, let's move ahead to Jim Wexel, 247 Sports. Jim, are you on? All right. If we can move on to Ray Fittipaldo of the BG. Ray, if you were on, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Hey, Chase, I was just wondering, can you fill us in more on who is training you right now, where exactly you are, and since some things are opening up around the country and here in Pennsylvania, do you have any plans to get together with Ben in the coming weeks to do some throwing?
Yeah, so I've been training with the guy by the name of Eddie Ferg, and then Karen Lopez is my speed trainer. I've been training with them for the past 5 years, and then after the combine and throughout the draft process, I was training with TJ Hushmanzada. I am heading back to the States soon, and Ben is texting the group chat just saying take it day by day to see what they allow us to do. And if we are allowed to get back together, then we will. But if not, then we kind of have to do our own thing till then.
All righty. Richie Walsh, are you on? Richie, if you want to go ahead. All right, we'll move on. Jeff Hathorn, 93.7 The Fan, if you go ahead.
Hey, Chase, just wondering what you're hoping to get out of this virtual weekend and what you've learned at this point about the Steelers offense and what you've been able to gather.
Yeah, so I want to get a good grasp on the playbook after this is said and done. Obviously, you can't get the whole playbook in a few days, but just a good grasp on the concepts and kind of, the terminology and all that stuff. And that's kind of what I've learned today is those basic things, and then we're going to kind of progress as days go on.
Thanks.
All righty, we'll move on to Mark Caboli of The Athletic. Mark?
Hello, there? Chase.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Go ahead, Mark.
You're talking about the virtual meetings you were having. Are you able to grasp any of the concepts you've said, the routes, then be able to take it out onto the field with your trainers and work on specific plays, so to speak, that you'll be using in the playbook?
Yeah, we've already started doing that. So every Friday, last couple Fridays, we've been going out on the field and then walking through some of the things I've kind of picked up on. And yeah, so obviously the installs are just kind of get started, but we've been able to go on the field and just walk through those things. So I get an idea of how to do it on the field.
All righty, Ed Bouchette at The Athletic, if you could go ahead. Ed, are you still on?
Chase, have any of the veterans been discussing the playbook with you and things to expect so that you can feel them out a little bit?
Ben has a group chat going with all of us, and he's kind of, he said as soon as we can get together, we're going to get together and kind of learn the offense together. That's as far as the playbook has gone. Other than that, I've just been learning kind of through the resources I've been given through like iPad and stuff like that. And then the rookie minicamp today.
All righty, let's move on to Dale Ollie of DK Pitt Sports. Dale, go ahead.
Hey, Chase, just to kind of follow up on a couple of the other questions, what exactly do these virtual OTAs consist of for you, and what kind of instruments or devices have the Steelers given you to kind of help you guys along with this?
Yeah, it's definitely different. We have a couple different websites that we use to kind of get in and out of meetings that has like information and stuff. So they're able to supply me with an iPad that has some of the basic concepts and terminology like that, but not like an entire playbook. So it's kind of hard to dissect it that way. So that's kind of what this rookie minicamp is for. But we have to troubleshoot every day because there's always like an audio issue or something. But it's definitely a unique experience.
All right, we'll move on to Mike Prizzuta, DVE. Triv, go ahead, bud.
Yeah, just following up on that, Chase. Can you just detail who you talk to? Is it just you? Is it you and the receivers? What coaches are you in contact with? Things of that nature.
Yeah, I've been in contact with my receivers coach, and then we were able to meet all the coaches today on the rookie minicamp, the Zoom call there. So got kind of familiarized with them. And then the players, Juju reached out, Ben reached out, Switz reached out to me, Ebron did. So those guys have reached out and said if I need anything, just ask. So I'll be sure to do that if something comes up.
The instruction's individual, not group?
It is group now. Yeah, we have some receivers in the group.
All righty, we'll move on to Will Graves of the AP. Will, if you're on, go ahead.
Jason, I'm curious. The Colts have gave their rookies like heart monitors to wear during their workouts. Have the Steelers given you anything from that sort of standpoint in trying to monitor sort of where you're at from a fitness standpoint, getting ready for things?
No, nothing like that so far. Coach Tomlin just kept preaching that we're not going to hold your hand through this, and they expect us to, be on top of things. So, if they tell us that we have to be in shape, then we're going to be in shape, and they don't really have to monitor us in any way like that.
All righty, Jacob Klinger of Penn Live. Jacob, if you're on, go ahead.
Hi, Chase. I was curious what your experience with Ike Hilliard has been like so far, some things that he's shown you or talked about in a way that you maybe hadn't gotten into before.
Yeah, he seems like he really knows what he's talking about. Obviously, he's been in the game for a long time, been around the game for a long time. So, he's able to kind of teach me things and make it easy to learn rather than just saying things verbatim based off what he heard. He kind of says it in his own words.
All right, move on to Aubrey Bruce. Aubrey, if you're on, go ahead with your question for Chase.
Yes, Chase, how you doing?
Good. Thank you.
Now, Chase, being everyone talking about your physicality, are you looking forward to being just as great a blocker as you are a receiver, so you can be a full down player?
Yeah, most definitely. I think I'm in a position where I can do a lot of things that get me on the field as much as possible, and it'd make no sense for me to not do all those things. So if I can be on the field every play, I gotta definitely utilize my physical traits to make sure that happens.